Everyone, and welcome to the Game Week 18 review video, the last review before we get to the fixture chaos of the blank and double game weeks of 19 and 20. But game 18 came first, and I was not super thrilled with how the game week went. Another rank drop down into the 600s now. And it was just a week of a lot of players not starting. Two players that I had banked on that were supposed to do well this week and next were Kyrgiopoulos and VT, both with injuries that I think will keep them out for a couple weeks. They're not going to be of use to me in game week 19, which is just going to make things a little more cumbersome to deal with, and less room for error when picking players that I need to play in the matches in game week 19. So despite all this preparation for game week 19, not turning out all that it promised to be, unfortunately. And then not only those two injuries, but just a lot of players that didn't start in general. Guzins didn't start the match. Yildiz didn't start the match. Obviously these two didn't play. He was on my bench, but Al Shaarawy didn't start as well. It was just kind of a messy week. Good captaincy though with Di Lorenzo getting the full clean sheets. In the match against who'd Napoli face again? Venezia, right? So that was a good fixture. But in that match, Lukaku just brought in this week was or Napoli was awarded a penalty. Lukaku steps up to takes it and misses it, unfortunately. So I don't know if he's going to remain on penalties after that. I mean, like one of the newer ones of the team, you missed your penalty. We'll see what happens. Um, but otherwise, Suzuki had a strong match for Parma. DeMarco got his usual one half clean sheet. Guzens was a sub on for a point. Same with Yildiz. That was frustrating. I don't understand the lack of starts Yildiz has been getting. It almost feels like they're treating him like they treated Dybala at Juve, where give him the number 10, probably one of the best and most explosive players in the team, but coming off the bench more weeks than not. We had Lookman here who did get a contribution. He got an assist. Um, Zakanya didn't do too much in the game. Dobvik got an assist. Dybala was scoring again this week. If you have the transfers to bring in Dybala for this week, and you can either keep him because he's been doing very well, or wild card out, I think that's a good option for this week. And finally, this was the week that Lautaro Martinez got the goal and Thuram didn't. But that's how my team looked this week. We will see how a couple teams look going in, and we'll check out our top three as per usual, but we'll also check to see how well prepared they are for game week 19. So first up, finally, new leader Snake finally passes La Abedia. And Snake had himself a great match with, and benched a ton of points too. Holy smokes. Imagine if there was like a such thing as a bench boost in this. What kind of score this could have been. But Carnesecchi in goal actually doesn't outscore the backup keeper, but still 7 points is good. Captained Di Lorenzo as well, with Teo Hernandez, DeMarco, and Dodo on in the back. But a really consistent midfield this week made the difference. Pats, who also is someone that missed a penalty this week, but also scored. Toven, Lookman, Man, Kvaratskhelia, and Thuram. Well, Thuram didn't do that good, but the midfield did pretty good. But some of the biggest scorers left on the bench, Moise Kean with a goal and assist against Juve this week against his former club. That must have felt good for him. And just seeing how uh, Snake is stacked up for next week has one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, and then we have eight, nine, and 10 players so far, with probably some transfers to make sure that's good. Then we'll have La Bedia still is in the top, um, still is in the top three. So Samara net, which was a good pull. Di Lorenzo, the only good defender out of them, though. Rough week along the back line for him. Lookman and Potts in the middle did well and had Moise Kean, just unfortunately didn't captain him. And he has one, two, three, four, five. Probably not, but we'll call it six for now. So this is either going to be a dead week for La Bedia or a wild card potentially, or using a bunch of transfers all at once to try to mitigate things. But we'll see what happens, and he might continue to fall. And lastly, we have Give United, who has the ball, a great player having come into this. with Di Lorenzo, Captain, and Rahmani with Somer as well. Some really high scores on this left side of his screen here. Not so much on the right side, but a decent haul. Moise Keane, unfortunately, looks like he was a common benching this week, a big haul on the bench. And for next week has one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine, 10, I believe. So definitely can manage the game week as well. But that is what we have for this week. Good luck in your preparations. Team selection comes out tomorrow, and obviously, we will see some interesting squads this week and some opportunity for fluctuations up and down the table. Best of luck and take care.